Welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today, guys, we're going to go over the fire trine in astrology. So the fire trine is the trine of passion, fame, and creativity. So a lot of people with fire energy, you guys illuminate the idea of follow your passion in life. Air signs don't need to follow their passion. They can just do it intellectually. Water signs need to follow their intuition and their gut feeling overall and see what their higher self is saying to do. Fire trine is more here on an egotistical sort of movement. I wouldn't even say it's egotistical because you need ego in order to exist within this dual universe. You need to have a sense of self, but you also need to feel your connection with everything else around you. But that sense of self is actually necessary to stand out and then create something monumental. So when I look at fire signs, first one we see is, of course, Aries. Aries is the cardinal fire sign. Aries is the light side of Mars. It's all about militancy. It's all about starting things, having that drive, entrepreneurship, self-sufficiency. Aries typically create things more in like a business sense, or they go into military or even medical fields as well and do very, very well. Welding, anything fire related, they can do very good. I would say out of all three of the fire signs, it's the least creative artistically. It's the one that's more inclined to actually make more money. I wouldn't even say more money over the other signs, but they're more focused on the financial aspect of their career in comparison to Leo or Sagittarius, which I'll cover shortly. So Aries is very, very good when it comes to even being famous for, like, let's say fighting, because of course they're very militant. They could be very good in the fields of business in general, like advertising, selling, commission-based, because they can do things because they have that drive. So like Aries will do things because they want to look very good. They want to drive a Lambo. They want to have a big mansion. They'll do it for that as their passion and not necessarily just the passion of just doing things for whatever, like just to say, oh, I want to be famous or recognized. It's more of a Leo thing. So they'll do things on a business setting, and they'll do things that are very capitalistic or very money oriented. They can also do things for like fitness reasons as well. I'd say out of all three, Aries would probably be the most in shape, just simply because they're a very physical sign when it comes to being designed for war. Aries is like the ram, so it's a very aggressive sign. So if you're in Aries and you're listening to this video, whether you go in the creative route, the business route, or even athletic route, you guys have to understand that your passion is what's going to drive you, but you have to make sure that passion stays ignited, like the fire stays ignited, and you see things through to completion. Because you guys are a cardinal energy, your biggest weakness is just not seeing things through all the way to completion, and that's why you end up failing. So just make sure that you actually but learn that weakness about yourself so that it doesn't get used against you by the matrix that we live in, meaning that you don't lose your drive or your passion midway through doing something. Next one is Leo. Leo, I would say, is the most creative out of the fire trines, the fixed. It's most stubborn too. Leo is the idea of performer, right? So like Leo is all about showcasing what they can do. So whether Leo gets into singing, writing, painting, acting, modeling, whatever, Instagram influencer, doesn't matter. Leos just have to be known for what they do. If they're going to sell real estate, they're going to be those people that you're going to see on TV. They're going to sell houses on social media. They're going to have a very big YouTube following. Leo is known to showcase their skills, right? It's the fifth sign in astrology. So it's all about performance, and usually through like action. So communication, meaning their mouth, or just via action, what they're physically doing is what's going to get them paid. So the numerology behind that really backs that up and fortifies it in a sense, where Leo has to be showcasing their skill in a very aggressive way in order to feel fulfilled, but also in order to activate that energy from the sun. They have to have some sort of passion. The way the sun can just keep itself fired up for millions of years now, possibly billions of years, is the same way Leo has to be. Your only way you're going to get that drive and fixed energy is if you're following your passion. Unlike Gemini and even like Aquarius, all these other like air signs, Libra, you guys can't like just say, oh, I'm intellectually interested in this thing and I'll just stick with it. Like it has to be more. It has to be like, oh, I want to be famous because people said I couldn't do this, or whatever it may be. Like there has to be like a very big why factor to what you're doing. So my whole, I guess, glitch for Leos is like, if you can figure out your why factor, the how becomes a lot easier, because like you guys more so just need to not really rely on logic, but how you feel about a certain subject matter. And once you feel a certain way about it, it's easy to stay fixated on it and then see it through to completion. But if you don't have a good why factor, then you're going to fall off and get bored. The next thing that people can exploit, and then the matrix itself will exploit from you, is your need for that attention. You can weaponize that need by showcasing and becoming a very polarizing personality via social media, or within your occupation, just being one of those polarizing people, the antagonist, the person that everybody sort of has their eyes on for either good or bad reasons, but you draw that attention. You can weaponize that need, but you don't want to weaponize it to the point where people start realizing that you need it. Like, so with Leos, sometimes that narcissism that you guys will develop can be used as a very big weakness, especially people like Scorpios or Geminis will be able to see, because they don't need it the way you do. So the problem is that if you just demand attention, that's good. But if you need attention in order to feel fulfilled inside, that's where your weakness is going to lie. Because if you don't get the proper views on the video, if you don't get the right amount of applause after performing, it can completely shatter your ego and destroy you when it shouldn't. You need to keep that fire ignited and go harder, or go by with a different strategy, right? So you can't just be that person that's just going to give up as soon as you don't get the right applause or the right attention or the right recognition. You have to make sure that you're seeing things through regardless, and let go of your need for attention and just more so draw into your why, that passion, and then make it into a spectacle, whatever it is that you do. After a while, you'll earn the virality from it, and you'll do very, very well in that occupation. So it's just about really seeing things through. You guys are already a fixed energy. You're very stubborn, but the only way you're going to develop that stubbornness naturally is through via emotion. It has to be something that, whether it's anger, resentment, it could be jealousy, it could just be genuine happiness to do something. Doesn't matter what it is, but there has to be a driving force for you guys, and you have to find where that is in your heart, and then that's naturally where you'll see success, just quite easily. Next one that we have up now is Sagittarius, which is last. This is the most intellectual one. Sagittarius people are just like the 9th sign. They can teach. They can definitely be like professors. They have Jupiter with them, so they're very expansive. Everything they do, like to put intellect and teach people, no matter what they do, whether it be even through music, what have you. They're a type of people that have more of like an educational base to their music. They're teaching something. They're getting across some sort of message. So Sagittarius wants to intellectually affect our minds, and that's a very important thing to realize. So when Sagittarius does this, it simply means that we're the type of people, or Sagittarius type of people, that want to see expansion with themselves and the people around them. The biggest weakness of Sagittarius, I would say, is that they're a bit too mutable in the sense of adaptable. So instead of being stubborn like Leo or having that conviction like Aries to start things, Sagittarius can lead to indecision just by overly thinking here and just not doing anything and remaining stagnant. The most important thing for Sagittarius to do is to figure out what they have an intellectual interest in, very similar to almost an air sign, and then where they like to see expand. Because with Sagittarius, wherever you guys apply your mental focus is where it's going to expand for you a lot. You'll have random networking opportunities, random spurts of luck with it. You guys are a very lucky sign, you and Pisces, very lucky signs. But you have to know where you're putting your attention in order to garner that natural Midas touch result with it. So apply focus to the right things, and when you run into obstacles on that path, instead of procrastinating, which you guys are known to do, make sure you're seeing it through. You're actually facing your obstacles head on and not just evading them in different ways, because that's just going to make them get worse and worse and compound against you. So with Sagittarius, my recommendation is to find something that intellectually stimulates you, and then figure out how can you teach it, and then that's how you're going to be able to market what you do most likely. All right, so that does conclude my video for the fire trine. If you guys have any questions for me whatsoever, just leave it in the comments section. Aside from that, like, subscribe. Holla at me for today, guys. Peace.